Yellowstone series finale, Rainwater and Kayce's treaty for the land, and whether he'll honor the deal addressed by Star. Gil Birmingham, who plays Chief Thomas Rainwater in Yellowstone, talks about whether they'll honor the treaty between him and Kayce. The series finale brings the story at large in a full cycle, tracing back to the Dutton ancestors who settled on the land 141 years ago in the prequel series 1883, fulfilling the promise to return the land to the indigenous people. In the Yellowstone series finale, the Yellowstone Ranch is sold back to Rainwater and the Broken Rock Reservation with a condition to keep the land undeveloped, while Kayce and his family get to live on a small portion. In an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Birmingham assures that Rainwater will honor the treaty like they always have. The actor points out that the natives have always honored agreements they made out of respect. Talking about the Duttons who live on the East Campus, Birmingham hopes that there'll be more engagement between the tribe and the Duttons, especially with Tate coming from both worlds, with natives' blood running in his veins. The actor also believes that it'll be an interesting growing-up experience for Tate to see how the natives hold their land and learn from it. Check out what he said below. Since Season 5B's arrival, many have been asking whether Yellowstone Season 6 will happen. Birmingham's comment indicates that while Season 5 brings the story into a full cycle, there are still areas to explore, especially with the Duttons now living in the reservation, which is a new angle that the series hasn't yet tackled. So far, there have been no official words about Season 6, but the Star's comment points out a way the series can continue its story. On the other hand, several Yellowstone-related projects are in the works. Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser have recently closed deals to lead a Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler spinoff, a Michelle Pfeiffer-led sequel that follows a New York family who settle in the Madison River Valley of central Montana is currently in production. The series recently added 4 new casts. Meanwhile, the Yellowstone prequel 1923, which explores the Dutton family tree, will return for Season 2 on February 3, 2025. Therefore, the Yellowstone universe is far from closing, even if the main series has concluded many of the arcs for its primary cast. Yellowstone Season 5 brings a nice touch to the end of a 7-generation story, tying up with the promise made by the Duttons in 1883. Birmingham has previously talked about the full circle ending being the endgame show creator Taylor Sheridan envisioned for Yellowstone. In another interview, the actor explained that Sheridan's personal life experience with the Lakota Nation spoke to him spiritually about how the original inhabitants' story never gets discussed in American history books, which inspired the Native representation in the series. Elsa died on the frontier journey, trying to bring peace to conflicts and misunderstandings. The series finale speaks to her legacy and sees a unity flourish between the Duttons and the Native tribes in a brand new way, based on their shared vision and respect for the land, which is beautiful and significant. With multiple Yellowstone projects on the board, Tate's growing up story is also worth exploring. The Yellowstone series finale is a whirlwind of emotions, power struggles, and deeply personal decisions that encapsulate the essence of the Dutton legacy. Among the many gripping storylines, one stands out for its emotional and cultural significance. The alliance forged between Thomas Rainwater and Kayce Dutton, a treaty aimed at preserving the land that both men cherish for vastly different reasons. As the dust settles, the question looms large. Will Kayce honor the deal? And what does it mean for the future of the Yellowstone Ranch and the Broken Rock Reservation? The alliance forged in crisis. The series finale opens with the ranch on the brink of collapse, besieged by external threats from corporate developers and political maneuvering. Thomas Rainwater, leader of the Broken Rock Reservation, approaches Kayce with a proposition born out of necessity rather than trust. Rainwater knows that the developer's plans to carve up the land will obliterate not just the Dutton legacy, but also sacred tribal grounds that hold immense cultural significance. Kayce, grappling with his dual identity as both a Dutton and a man married into a Native American family, finds himself at a crossroads. His conversations with Monica and his spiritual encounters, a recurring theme throughout the series, weigh heavily on his decision. Ultimately, Kayce agrees to a treaty that delineates shared stewardship of the land, ensuring its protection from outside forces while honoring its historical and spiritual significance to the Native American community. Rainwater's vision. For Rainwater, the treaty represents more than a strategic alliance. It's a chance to reclaim agency over land that has long been fought over. His speech to the Broken Rock elders in the finale is one of the show's most poignant moments. "This land has seen the blood of our ancestors," he says, "and it deserves better than to be reduced to a commodity. Together, we can protect it." Rainwater's pragmatism shines through as he acknowledges the unlikely nature of the alliance. "The Duttons are not our friends," he admits, "but for once, our interests align." His leadership in securing the treaty demonstrates his ability to balance traditional values with modern-day realities, a theme that has defined his character throughout the series. Kayce's dilemma. Kayce's journey in the finale is deeply introspective. Haunted by visions and the weight of his family's legacy, he wrestles with what it means to be a Dutton in a world that seems intent on erasing his family's mark on the land. Monica, ever the voice of reason and compassion, helps him see the bigger picture. "This isn't just about your father or the ranch," she tells him. "It's about what kind of world you want for Tate." Kayce's decision to sign the treaty is framed as both an act of defiance against his father's single-minded obsession with control and a step toward forging his own path. His final conversation with John Dutton is charged with emotion. "You taught me to fight for this land," Kayce says, "but maybe fighting isn't the only way to save it." The turning point. The climax of the finale comes when the developers, sensing their plans slipping away, make a final, desperate attempt to buy out both the Duttons and the Broken Rock Reservation. Rainwater and Kayce present a united front, refusing to be swayed by money or threats. Their alliance, though tenuous, holds firm in the face of adversity. A pivotal scene unfolds at a tribal council meeting, where Rainwater and Kayce outline their vision for the land's future. The plan includes sustainable practices, cultural preservation efforts, and joint oversight to ensure that no single entity holds dominion over the land. The crowd's reaction is mixed, reflecting the deep-seated mistrust between the two communities, but Rainwater's impassioned plea and Kayce's earnest commitment sway enough hearts to secure approval. Will Kayce honor the deal? As the series draws to a close, the question of whether Kayce will honor the treaty remains deliberately open-ended. His track record, a blend of loyalty, impulsiveness, and a deep sense of responsibility, makes him a wild card. The final scene between Kayce and Monica hints at his internal conflict. Standing on a ridge overlooking the vast expanse of Yellowstone, Monica asks, "Can you live with this?" Kayce's response is characteristically enigmatic. "I don't know, but I'll try." Implications for the Dutton legacy. The treaty marks a seismic shift in the Dutton family's approach to the land. For generations, the ridge has been both a fortress and a battleground, with John Dutton's iron will serving as its linchpin. Kayce's decision to share stewardship represents a break from this tradition, signaling a more inclusive and sustainable vision for the future. John's reaction to the treaty is layered with disappointment and a begrudging respect. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he tells Kayce, "You did what I couldn't." Maybe that's a good thing. Rainwater's endgame. For Rainwater, the treaty is a victory tempered by realism. He knows that alliances with the Duttons are fraught with risk, but he's willing to gamble for the sake of his people and the land. The finale leaves him in a contemplative state, reflecting on the cost of leadership and the compromises it demands. The land is ours, he tells Mo in the final moments. Now we have to keep it. The legacy of the land. The Yellowstone series finale masterfully weaves together the themes of heritage, identity, and the enduring connection to the land. The treaty between Rainwater and Kayce serves as a powerful metaphor for reconciliation and the possibility of a shared future. Yet it also underscores the fragility of such alliances and the challenges that lie ahead. As fans bid farewell to the Duttons and the world of Yellowstone, the finale leaves them with a profound question. Can we truly share what we hold most dear? And what does it take to honor such a promise? The answer, much like the series itself, is as complex and multifaceted as the land it seeks to protect.